Hey there, everyone. I'm Ira Edens. If you don't already know me, the one thing you should know about me is that I have a lot of kids. My wife and I have 6 children. The oldest is 10. So I highly value places that are great for families. And today, I have a list of the best suburbs in the Sacramento area for you. Why the suburbs? Because if you're anything like me, you don't like the idea of raising your kids in the middle of the city. So, I have the best suburbs in Sacramento area for you. Now, I'm not going to go into great detail on each one of these. I'm going to have a video for each one of these suburbs later on. So please follow my channel so you can get in-depth details on each one of these suburbs later. I'll be filming a different video each week. Um, there's one thing that all of these suburbs have in common, and that is great schools. So I'm not just going to talk about the great schools in each of these suburbs because you already know they're great. All of them have great schools. The first suburb on our list is Davis. Now, Davis is in a great location, especially if you're from the Bay Area and you're moving to the Sacramento area, because it's between Sacramento and the Bay Area. So it's not a bad commute if you still are working in the Bay Area, but you're living out here to get away from the higher prices of the Bay Area. Now, Davis is known as a college town, and rightfully so. UC Davis is one of the largest UC campuses in California, and it's also one of the best universities in the country. That being said, it is not really a college town. At least it doesn't feel like it. It feels like a small town, even though it has a very exciting downtown with the restaurants and museums and galleries, as well as community events that are great for families throughout the year. Davis is a great place to raise your family, especially if you have Bay Area ties. The next suburb on our list is Elk Grove. Elk Grove is the second top city in the United States for millennials, with 61% of the home buyers being millennials and over 160,000 people living in Elk Grove. That means there are a lot of young families for you and your children to socialize with. And it's great to have so many options of people to socialize with, since Elk Grove is also home to almost 100 parks. So no matter what neighborhood you go into, there's a great park nearby for your children and you to enjoy with your neighbors and friends. Now, Elk Grove is also continually growing, and so there's lots of new developments and shopping centers that are going to continue to be built. There are new ones that have just been built, and so there's a lot of new things in Elk Grove. Now, there's a lot of community events as well. So Elk Grove is a place that people love living in. Now, Elk Grove also has affordability. Now, there are some higher end homes in Elk Grove, but you can also find many homes that are below average price and still great places to live. The next suburb on our list is Rancho Cordova. Rancho Cordova is, of all these suburbs, the most affordable of them, being well below the average price for the Sacramento area for homes. But don't think you're going to be giving up on the quality of life just because it's more affordable to live there. Rancho Cordova is in the middle of everything. It has access to everything Folsom has and all the other surrounding communities as well. And then in itself, it's a growing community. It's a relatively young town, and it has plans on building more homes, shopping centers, office spaces, and so it's a place where it very well could be the next hot market in the Sacramento area because of its continued growth and planned growth in an area where it's close to everything that you want to go and experience anyway, just like the other towns. Next on our list is Carmichael. Now, Carmichael is very similar to Rancho Cordova in that it's in the middle of everything. But Carmichael itself is much bigger than Rancho, and has a lot more available things to do. You know, restaurants and parks, and then the variety of homes in Carmichael is insane. You have $1 million mansions, and then lots of cozy cottages. But then you have some properties that have lots of acreage, right? And with just a cozy little cottage on it. There's such a variety of different types of homes available in Carmichael. It's great. And Carmichael is a very quiet place. Everybody that I know of that lives in Carmichael loves Carmichael. And Carmichael also has revitalized its downtown area. It's a great place to just hang out, enjoy some great food with friends and family. The next suburb on our list is Folsom. Folsom is great for many reasons. One of my favorite things about Folsom is that it has great venues for community events. I love the Zittle Family Amphitheater, and especially, and on top of that, its location along Sutter Street. It's such a charming place, and the amphitheater is a great place to, for concerts and other events. Folsom holds many community events, big festivals that people go to from all over. It's just a phenomenal place to enjoy with friends, family, and your children and whatnot. I mean, Folsom even holds a boxcar derby annually, and it's so much fun. Now, another thing I love about Folsom is its historic district, with all the charming stores and restaurants, and some of the restaurants even have live music. Folsom is also great for outdoor recreation. Of course, name of the town is Folsom, so Folsom Lake is right there, and the American River. The access to the American River in Folsom is a great thing because the water is so easy to do a variety of stuff in. It's not fast-moving water that you can't just go in and swim around. You can actually swim in the water. You go paddleboarding, kayaking, whatnot. And then, of course, the trails in Folsom as well. So you have the lake, you have the American River, you have all the trails, and they're beautiful because you have the river and the lake as well, as part of the scenery. And Folsom also has some great neighborhood parks. People go from one neighborhood to another just to try out the different parks. They're not all the same. They have a variety of uniqueness to the different parks in Folsom. So if you move to Folsom or you currently live in Folsom, make sure you check out the different parks in all the different neighborhoods, not just the one in your own neighborhood. The next suburb that's on our list is El Dorado Hills. El Dorado Hills I kind of consider kind of the sister city to Folsom. They border each other. They both share Folsom Lake. It's easy to just go from Folsom and El Dorado Hills and back without realizing you've gone from one to the other. El Dorado Hills is a little bit more expensive than Folsom. It is the most expensive of the suburbs on our list. But it has its own greatness to it that separates it from Folsom, which makes sense why it's a little bit more expensive. It has amazing entertainment and restaurant venues, and the views in El Dorado Hills. You have some amazing views there because you're up higher in the hills, and that's something else that's different about El Dorado Hills from Folsom as well. Is El Dorado Hills? It's rightly named El Dorado Hills. There's a lot of hills. Folsom has some hills too, but not like El Dorado Hills has. And so if you're into cycling or jogging with a little bit more of a challenge, El Dorado Hills may be a better place for you to get your exercise than Folsom. Now going across Folsom Lake, you have Roseville. Roseville is really well known for its shopping, and deservingly so, because Roseville has more shopping amenities per capita than any other town in the area. The Galleria is huge, and so if you love to shop, then Roseville might be the town you want to live in. So not only is it a great place to raise a family, but there's great shopping. And along with great shopping usually comes great restaurants. And that's no different in Roseville. There are great restaurants in Roseville as well. I urge you to try all the mom and pop restaurants for sure. There, obviously, we have big chain restaurants like anywhere else, but I always urge people to try the mom and pop restaurants. Roseville is also home to many great parks. The outdoor recreational opportunities for your kids is pretty good in Roseville. You wouldn't be disappointed. And on top of that, we also have Golfland Sunsplash in Roseville. Now, Golfland Sunsplash is an amusement park that has mini golf, a water park, but it also has laser tag and go-kart racing. So it's a great place to spend. Yeah, you're gonna spend money, but it's worth it. It's a great place to spend the day with your kids. So another thing great about Roseville, having proximity to that. The last suburb on our list is Rocklin. Just like Dorado Hills and Folsom, I consider Rocklin kind of like the sister city of Roseville. Again, you can go into Rocklin and back into Roseville, never realizing you left one and entered the next. But Rocklin does have some things about it that make it stand out a little bit beyond Roseville, which is probably why it's a little bit more expensive than Roseville. And of course, it doesn't hurt that it was named the 7th best place in California to live. So that, of course, will make people want to live there, and the prices will be higher. But one of the things that I really love about Rocklin is their park system. Okay, now parks are very important to me. You know, with a lot of kids, we want to be able to experience great parks, and Rocklin has great parks. Okay, so my favorite park in Rocklin is the Quarry Park. Quarry Park has zip lining, rock climbing, and paddle boating, and so it's great. It's a great time for family at that park, and all the variety of the parks in Rocklin as well. So maybe you should consider Rocklin if you want to have access to these parks, but also want to be in close proximity to Roseville's great shopping experiences. I haven't gone into great detail in any of these suburbs, and I'm going to do justice by each one of these suburbs in coming videos. Okay, so I'm going to do one video each week. Next week, my video is going to be on Folsom. So make sure that you follow my YouTube channel so you can get the scoop in depth for each one of these suburbs. I'll also be covering other areas that didn't quite make this list, and then we'll get into a variety of other topics in the communities and neighborhoods in the Sacramento area. Have a wonderful day. You deserve it.